garbage.
Yeah, well, we'll see what happens.
I hope so.
But they bought something else, so I mean, they spent money in the store, so. Oh well. All right. Hold on a second. Hey, everybody! Welcome back to Misfit Corner Scams. It's the Arsenal's Andrew speaking, and we are live streaming. Hope everybody's having a fantastic weekend.
Yay!
Avery's here with me, of course.
Oh, you're so lucky.
Okay, yeah, I know. I did send an invite to Todd, but he's a lazy ass, and I don't know if he'd join us or not. So, but I figured let's check in, see who's here. Star Chaser says, "You live yet?" I am now.
It's alive!
It's alive! He says, "Sorry you're late. We're closed." Jim's here. Hey, Jim, how's it go? Says, hello, all. Star Chaser says, it's alive. That's right. That's right. Dave's here. Dave says, hello, Drew. He says, hello, Avery.
Hello.
James Dubb is here. Says, what's up? Hell yeah. So that's right. Welcome to the show. And, of course, Manuel's here. How you doing, good sir? Hope everything's good on your end.
Hello.
He says, good evening. Happy Saturday, my friends Drew and Avery. And he says, hey to David. I was just telling Avery, I had a pretty good day at the store. Made a few sales, talked to some regulars, had a good time. And you know what's so sad? I'm going to be out of town next weekend, and I did not make any arrangements with anybody to cover the store for me. So most likely, the store will be closed next weekend.
Okay.
Guess when I remembered to put up a sign, letting people know.
Oh.
Like it was around noon. I was like, oh, crap, I just got so busy with stuff. I forgot to tell people. So there was a couple of my regulars that came in that I completely forgot to tell them. So if they show up and I'm not there next week, I'm going to feel really stupid for not saying anything. But it happens.
I hope somebody didn't steal that Twilight Zone book.
Well, I hope not too, because I remembered it being in pretty fair, good condition. And if I pressed it, it would even be even better condition. So, all right, well, I got to tell you guys a funny story. It's going to lead to a video later, but I want to tell you guys a funny story. Let me just catch up, see who's all here, okay?
Okay.
Dave says hello to Avery. James says, what's up? Oh, yep, I got that one. Manuel, yep, got him. Manuel says hello. Hey to David. David says hello to Manuel. Manuel says, I'm doing good. It hot in the hot weather. Oh, yeah. I'm trying to remember. I don't think it rained today, which is kind of odd because usually when it's really hot, it rains. And I don't think it rained at all.
Yeah.
So it'll probably downpour tomorrow.
I think it might have a little bit here. Maybe.
Yeah. No, it's summertime for us. It's hot days and
it rains
wet
every
afternoons.
Mm-hmm.
Every afternoon. So.
Yeah.
James says, let's take down some scammers. Yeah.
Scammers.
Manuel says, hello to James. Happy Saturday night. Manuel says, yes, let's take down scammers forever. Don't I wish that was possible. Oh, don't I wish. I know there's some other scam baiters out there that do have the ability to get in their face and take down stuff and shut down there. And I love it. I love it. It's not something I can do. I just waste their time and have fun doing it. Hey, Rosie's here. Hey, Rosie, how's it going? Says, hello, everybody. Hope you all had a fabulous week. Hugs and kisses. Absolutely. Manuel says, hey, Star Chaser. Happy Saturday night. James says, hey to Manuel. Jim says, I got a call this week from someone claiming to be from the Cancer Research Foundation asking for donations. Really? I'm still getting calls from the police and Cancer Society calling about collecting money for politicians. I still get those all the time.
Jeez.
Robin's here. Hey, Robin, how's it going? Saying hello. Welcome to the show. Manuel says good evening to Rosie's. Rosie says hello to Manuel. Hope you're having a great week. Manuel says, hey, Robin, happy Saturday night. Fantastic. So I started doing something this week which morphed into something else, and I'm looking forward to putting the video together. My goal was to see how many questions it would take to ask a scammer to get them to hang up on me.
Yeah.
Okay. It started with 2 questions. Then I got it down to 1 question. And now I keep asking them the same question. And I'm going to have to edit the videos because I say naughty words. But
Mhm.
I keep asking them, how many times do I have to tell you guys to F off before you stop calling me?
Mm.
Very simple question. And the responses I've been getting have been hilarious because they know I know they're a scammer. Now half the calls just hang up on me.
Uh-huh.
The other half reply. And one guy, he's like, F you, mother effer, effer, effer. And I'm like, just rolling, laughing. I'm loving it. And another guy gave me some honest answers. Said, oh, we're not going to stop. What are you talking about? You know,
Yeah.
okay, keep it coming. I actually got, today, I literally got 4 calls, and they were all the same exact scam call. It was the solar panel scammer.
Oh, wow.
And I actually got to an actual person twice and asked them that same question. I said, you guys keep calling. And every single time I ask you the same question. And the guy's like, yeah, well, what are you going to do? I said, I'm going to have fun. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But I've already got videos scheduled all the way through Monday.
Mhm.
And then I have videos scheduled for the entire time that I'm out of town, Friday to the following Friday.
Mhm.
Make a couple extras so that the first thing I do when I get back into town is not have to make a video. But
Yeah.
dude, I am so excited about getting ahead. It's
Nice.
something. It's not something that I'm used to. There was one time a few weeks ago where I had gotten like a week ahead, and it felt so good not to stay up late and have to work because I work regular job during the day,
Mhm.
make my videos in the evening, and I sit down with the wife, have dinner, we eat, we watch TV for a few hours, watch a movie, whatever it is, and then I spend the rest of the evening getting videos done, getting videos ready. And there have been times where right after dinner, I'm like, honey, my eyes are killing me. I got to go lay down. I got to go close my eyes. And the next thing I know, it's 3 o'clock in the morning, and I'm like, oh crap, I got to go make a video. So I got ahead, and I was able to actually get a decent night's sleep and go to bed early. But then what always happens to me is it catches up to me.
Mhm.
And all of a sudden now I'm having to make videos again, and I'm running late, and I'm having to stay up late. And
Yeah.
I do it for you guys. I do it for you all. So
Hey, what's up, Nighthawk?
hey, let me see who's here. Hold on a second. All right. Yes, Nighthawk Warrior's here. How's it going, sir? Nighthawk Warrior Comic says hi. It says, wow, hi, Andrew. How's your comic shop going and your comic hero? Well, the comic shop's going good, and Hero is slowly trudging along. Trust me, you all will be the first to know when it's available. Like, I have people coming in the store constantly asking me on updates, and I'm like, trust me, when it happens, everybody will know. I'll make sure I scream it from the rooftops. But I have gone back to work on some things, and it's just a matter of having the time, energy, and ability to get it done. And all 3 of those things do not all coincide at the same time. I can have the desire, but I'm too tired, or my eyes are too tired, or I don't have the time to do it. At other times, I have the time, but can't see
Mhm.
crap.
Yeah.
It's a matter of lining everything up properly. And I swear, it's going to get done before I die. It will all be done. Actually, I played the lottery tonight. If I win the lottery, then screw it.
You can
It's up to 875 million.
Well, if you win the lottery, you can hire a letterer to do it.
That is absolutely true.
You can hire a letterer, pay for a big print run.
Avery, you want to know the honest truth? And I'm going to admit this to you. If I won the lottery and was financially set, I would start all over again with page 1. I'd go back and I would redraw all of it.
I would kill you.
Yeah, I know. But I'd have the money to protect myself from you. I could. I'd rent some office space and studio space.
Uh-huh.
I would spend, 5 days a week, maybe more, and I would start from scratch, and I would redo it, and I would make it the most beautiful book I could, and I would make it, and I'd get it done fast too, because a lot of the story and layout and character designs are already there. But
Yeah.
there's so much stuff about that first book I wish I could redraw.
Hmm.
And if I had the money, you damn right I would do it.
Well, I would charge you triple to recolor it.
Yes. But yeah, you'd have to come in studio. You'd have to work in the studio with me.
No, I can't leave here.
Well, then I would come there. I would come there. I would set up a studio right down the street from your house. That would be my satellite studio. No, it'd be like the Adam Hughes deal for Wildstorm. You'd have to fly out, and you'd have to be on premises. And
Well, I don't have to fly.
would you want
I
to?
couldn't leave here for that long.
I'd send you a helicopter.
Go back and forth every day in a helicopter.
That's right. Your mother would love that.
It'd be funny.
That's my son right there. Bye bye.
Yeah.
And I would get you a briefcase too.
See, me coloring it wouldn't take as long as you drawing it.
Well, that's true. That's true. All right. Let's see what else is going on in the chat. Robin says, a perfect question. Oh, absolutely it is. Craig's here. Hey, Craig, how's it going? Says, more likes, please, before the conspiracy theories start. Wait, Nighthawk says, Nighthawk Warrior says, wow. Manuel says, I watched news on the CNN talking about BOC fake accounts used BAC and Wells Fargo accounts. Okay. I know there was news recently about some type of big breach, some personal data breach. So
with who?
I don't remember exactly who it was. I know I heard it in the news, but I wasn't paying attention to who it was. I'm not sure if it was a bank or like a healthcare company or something. Jeez. But I remember hearing about something recently. So
they're not careful enough with people's information.
Well, that's true. Nighthawk Warrior says, hope you had a wonderful weekend, Andrew. Good night. Thank you, sir, for coming in. He says, it's nice seeing everyone still here. Oh, yeah, we're all still kicking.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. He still has a comics channel, though, Nighthawk. He just moved all the comic stuff over there.
Yeah. But I've been putting store stuff on it right now. Like when I'm bringing in new comics or new DVDs or Blu-rays, I make a video and put it there.
I just watched that new video where you said Wolverine oranges.
Wolverine oranges.
I was like, I just lost it.
We should clip that out and say, look how stupid this guy is. Oh, well.
You corrected yourself, but you
I did? Okay.
Yeah, you started to be like Wolverine oranges. I mean origins. I was just like, oh dear God, I love it.
I'd say it's a Freudian slip, but I don't know where that came from. So
it's just the way you stumble over words. Sometimes.
Yeah, I know. Papa Smurf says, "Hey, how's it going?" Says, "Hello, everyone. 90% of mine today was the accident in past 2 years. I said, slow down, put the script down, talk to me, and he did. Oh wow. Oh. Sometimes you will get a scammer that's willing to talk to you because sometimes they just want to talk.
Yeah.
Other times they're too busy trying to move on to somebody else.
Yeah.
And I've gotten a couple where I will talk to them because I indicate right away, I know it's a scam. I know you're just here calling to screw with me. So either talk to me or hang up and go on to somebody else. And from time to time, you'll get some that'll talk. So, like James, like my favorite, James. Manuel says happy Saturday to Craig. Craig. Yes, yeah. Rosie says, the Nighthawk Warrior, do you have to leave? I'm sorry, have a fabulous weekend. Well, sometimes it happens. Papa Smurf says hello to Manuel. Nighthawk says, Rosie, I'll stay. Then here, laugh out loud. How are you? You guys are great. I mean, this audience is fantastic.
Yeah.
I think if Todd came in, he'd be jealous of how much interaction we get. And I love it. I love it. I think it's
His
great.
show varies wildly. Sometimes it's just one or two people. Sometimes it's a group.
Yep. Yep.
It varies wildly sometimes how many people show up.
But the funny thing is we always have a good time.
Oh, it's a great time.
Yeah.
I really look forward to especially Nerd Den.
Yes, Friday night Nerd Den.
The Friday night show. I love it.
Yep. Yep. Manuel says, good evening to Papa Smurf. Papa Smurf says hi to Rosie. And hi to Manuel. Nighthawk says, Andrew, I'm disappointed with you. Well, get in line. Trust me, it's all the time sometimes. I try. I tend to, and my wife really gets on to me about this, because I'll mention sometimes how tired I get. And she's like, well, that's because you work 7 days a week and you have 4 jobs and you never stop. And I said, yeah, yes. I know.
Yes.
And that's just the way it goes.
I used to get real mad at you about it. Now, I washed my hands of it.
Part of me thinks I'm only doing what I can handle until I twist my back and I'm in excruciating pain all weekend long, until I haven't gotten any sleep in days and my eyes are killing me looking at the computer
screen.
Have
a stroke.
I haven't had a stroke in 3 years. I'm going on 3 years
still,
now,
but still.
It did happen.
It did
happen. I was literally working 4 jobs and live streaming 3 nights a week, and had to cut back on things. And right now I think I'm at a good pace.
Since you had the stroke, though, I go much easier on you.
Well, I do appreciate it. Thank you.
I'm just like he's going to do what he's going to do.
Well, that's what my wife says too. Oh, I told my wife my plan of doing the documentary series, and she's like, "That's like a whole nother job, and it's too much time. You need to do something." And I'm like, and I'm listening to her, and I'm thinking, all I'm thinking to myself is, nah, I'm going to do it anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you have a full-time job and like 3 part-time jobs.
Yeah. Well, what's so funny is my daughter contacted me about something about her wedding, that she's looking at getting somebody to videotape the wedding. And she was looking at paying somebody. It's like outrageous amount of money to pay somebody to do this, but she doesn't want to ask somebody that's invited to the wedding to do it. She wants to get somebody who can just walk around and do the videotaping. And I told her, I said, well, we've got some young guys in the family, like my nephew, he's like 16, 17. He'd be willing to do it for some bucks, but we don't have a really good camera. And I told her, it's like, that gives me an excuse to go out and buy a new camcorder, which I can then use for the documentary series that I'm planning. And I could do so much more with it. So I'm like, give me an excuse to go out and buy a new camera and do stuff with it.
Plus, you can use it on the channel, so you can write it off.
That's right. Oh, absolutely. But she's still looking into it, and
yeah,
I gotta tell you a secret.
You're not going to get to keep that money anyway. You might as well get something for it, or you're going to have to give it to the tax man.
Avery, this is just between you and me.
Okay.
My daughter came over last night, and she comes in. She goes, Dad, I'm really considering eloping. And I'm like, honey, that's what I said at the very beginning. Make it easy on everybody and just elope. But they're still going forward with everything. But she's getting with all the stuff that has to be done. And what's so crazy is this was a 3-year engagement, and we're now, what is it? This is July. We're like 9 months away. Yeah. And she's like feeling it now. She's feeling it. And I told her, I said, baby, if you decide to elope, I'll just give you the money that was going to be used to pay for everything, and you guys can do what you want with it. And she's like, I'll let you know, Dad. And I'm like, wink, wink. Okay.
Hey, that's a justice of the peace and one hell of a honeymoon.
Well, there you go.
That sounds way better than a big dumb wedding.
Well, we were trying to tell her that her mother and father got married in the house we're living in right now.
I know.
It was a very nice wedding. It was very informal. Everybody came. It wasn't informal. Everybody dressed nice.
Yeah.
Everybody came over. We literally handed a video camera to one of my friends' husband and said, "Here, you're the videographer," and he walked around and just videotaped the whole thing.
Yeah.
We didn't pay anybody to do it. He just did it. And she and I are getting ready to celebrate 30 years.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's the secret to a long, healthy relationship. Go cheap.
Yeah, just get hitched, man.
I know, but
it's the marriage that's important, not the wedding.
There you go. Amen. But well, okay. So just between you and me, she's sending out the vibes, but I think that's just
the anxiety.
It's gonna be great no matter what they decide to do. So.
Sure.
All right, catching back up on the chat.
Okay.
Nighthawk says, I'm disappointed in you. I already read that. Craig says, Manuel, happy day of Saturn.
Yep.
What is that? Oh,
Saturday.
Got it. Gotcha. Manuel says, hey, Nighthawk Warrior, LOD, happy Saturday. Papa Smurf says, hello to Nighthawk. Pez is here. Hey, Pez, how's it going? Good day, everyone. Hope you all are doing well. Not too bad, sir. Hope everything is good down under. Star Chaser says, my wife died and I won the lottery. The genie says I have one wish left.
Oh!
Oh, that's
wrong.
Papa Smurf says, hey to Craig. Rosie says, sends a virtual hug. I'm great. Thank you, Nighthawk Warrior. Thanks. Looking forward to the week ahead. We're going to try to have a huge declutter up in the front room upstairs draft, but I'm excited. You know what my mother-in-law did today? She actually got my niece, who is her granddaughter, and her boyfriend came over about 8:30 this morning, and they went outside with a rake, trash bags, and the chainsaw, and did some tree pruning, and there's a huge stack of all the work they did in the yard, and they did a good job. But you know what? That's the key. You get somebody young in the family to come and do it for you.
Nice.
You have to pay them money, and that's fine. But you know they'll do it. So
yeah,
that's the secret.
I told you about my new commission policy, correct?
No, you didn't.
Last night.
No,
I have a new commission policy for payment for commissions.
Oh yeah, what's that?
I now accept 545 by 39.
Oh, jeez. I think I did hear part of that conversation.
Yeah,
I came in at the end of it. So
yeah, it's 75 cents a round now.
It's more expensive than postage stamps.
I know. Because
the postage stamps is creeping up there, man. So you got to be careful.
It's because of stupid Ukraine.
Yeah. All right, let me get back to the chat. Nighthawk Warrior says, "Hi, Papa Smurf, and Manuel. How are you?" Manuel says, "Hey to Pez." Craig says, "Papa Smurf," smiley face. Rosie says, "Hi, Papa Smurf and Pez." Nighthawk Warrior says, "Rosie, nice." Pez says, "G'day to Manuel. Hope you all is well." Darlene's here. Hey, Darlene, welcome to the show. Says, "Hey, everyone. My son's plan on winning the Powerball. He will share." All right. If I win it, I'm not sharing. Well, maybe. I have kids. I might have to share with them. Wouldn't that suck? You know, winning millions and millions of dollars and then having to share with your kids. It's not like I didn't give them everything already, you know?
Fine, if I win the big 300 something million, whatever it is, it's something retarded. It's something
875.
875.
875 is the one tonight. The one yesterday was 570, but it rolled over. It's like 640 for Monday, I think.
Well, if I'll buy tickets for the next time I can. If I win, I'll give your kids $1 million each.
Aw, that's so nice of you.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Star Chaser says, I never fly Virginia Airlines. Why would anyone want to fly an airline that doesn't go all the way? Oh, Virgin Airlines. Good gravy. I didn't even read. Okay, let's start again. Star Chaser says, I'll never fly Virgin Airlines. Why would anyone want to fly an airline that doesn't go all the way? That's as a double entendre, that's pretty funny. That's good.
I like that.
Manuel says, I'm doing good on a Saturday night, Nighthawk Warrior. Nighthawk says, Andrew, I'm disappointed with the lack of enthusiasm you do for your comic hero. Meanwhile, I see you post videos every week. Well, my scam channel, I post every day. I do 2 videos a day, a video plus a short.
Yeah. The scam videos are getting clicks. He's monetized.
Yep. I mean,
and his audience keeps growing, so he's going where the people are.
That's right. Hero, everything hero related, and even Crom related. It's all a matter of time. It's coming. Everything is there are days where I get so excited about working on drawing and working on that stuff, and then there's days where my hands hurt to the point where I can't draw, and I have to balance things out. And I'm becoming an old fart, and it's getting harder. But there's still a desire there, and everything's coming. So Pez says, good day to Rosie. Hope you are well. Nighthawk says, Manuel, nice, glad to hear that. Papa Smurf says, I got out of the house and ventured to the dollar store. I was like rebooting a computer to look for the best prices and finding where they moved everything to. Okay. I hate the dollar store. I've always disliked the dollar store.
Around here, you go to dollar stores a lot.
Yeah, I know.
There's a lot of them.
Yeah, Mike and Granny used to go to the dollar store all the time. So
yeah, well, sometimes I find good stuff, man.
Nighthawk says videos are funny though. Well, thank you. He says, "What's it called, Andrew? What's called? The videos? I mean, my channel. It's Misfit Corner Scams. It's the channel where you're listening to right now. The other channel is still Misfit Corner Comics. So I have 2 channels now: Misfit Corner Scams, which is dedicated 100% to the Scam channel, and then Misfit Corner Comics, which is everything else. And right now, it's updates on the store, new merchandise, stuff like that. But there's drawing videos, there's other stuff that are going there too. So that's the channel where I put the stuff I like. I like scam calls, but I put everything else there.
Yeah,
it sucks that I like so many things.
Yeah. Plus all the writing contribution you're doing for Clever Era for the adult fantasy.
Oh yeah. If you guys haven't checked out Clever Era, it's interesting. I'm not big into the Web3 or NFT stuff, but I like some of the stuff they're doing in creating new content, whether it's comics or games and stuff like that. I like that aspect of it. But their delivery method is something new, and it's something that they're developing and working on, and it's interesting watching it happen. So
I'm enjoying it.
Oh yeah, Darlene says more rain coming. Vermont was underwater. Those poor people have lost everything. There's some parts of the country right now that get a lot of rain.
Yeah.
So yeah, Glenn's here. Hey Glenn, how's it going? If you won the lottery before you die, have you set up your final expenses? Honestly, no, I have not. So I have a really good accountant. I'm pretty sure I'm going to have to rope her into whatever it happens. So I'm sure she'll help take care of things. Pez says, Andrew and Avery, hope you are well today. Yes, sir, very much. Craig says the WNBA All-Star game is on. The girls are awesome. I'll have to take your word for that, Craig. I don't pay attention. The only sport that I still pay attention to is NFL football, and that's only because we have an NFL team here in town. And I don't really care about anything else that's going on sports-wise. I pay attention to that, and that's about it. That's about the extent. Manuel says, hello to Darlene. Nighthawk says, I found your new comic channel, Avery. Andrew just subscribed. Excellent. Rosie says, Pez, I'm great, thanks. You decided to get rid of over 20 years of clutter and not be an episode of Hoarders. Laugh out loud. This is the week to get organized. That's fantastic. I wish I could do that. I literally have, the wife and I have a storage unit, a 10 by 10 storage unit from when we moved out of our old house 12 years ago that is packed to the rafters with stuff. There's a storage space in the back of my store that's packed with stuff. And more than half of my mother-in-law's garage is packed with stuff. So one of these days, the wife and I keep talking about going through all that stuff and throwing crap out. It just hasn't happened. So if you can get it done, Rosie, that's fantastic. Thumbs up to you. I wish I could get that done. Papa Smurf says, Darlene, I know it's horrible. My heart goes out to him. Manuel says, hey, Clark, we'll meet again on Saturday. Very cool. Rosie says, or Pez says, nice one, Rosie. Nighthawk says, agree. We all have a ball here. Rosie says, oh my gosh, Darlene, that's horrible. Most of Europe has extremely high temps. We're in high teens, early 20s, but having thunderstorms. Actually, I think right now it's gotten hot around here, hotter than normal, but it hasn't been to where it's thoroughly uncomfortable. I thoroughly appreciate the fact that I have a small AC unit in my store. And I get people walking in the store, and the first thing they say is, "Oh my God, it feels so good in here." And I'm like, "Yeah."
Oh yeah, because it's in the upper 90s outside. With the
over 100. I do not complain. Nighthawk says, "Good health is great news, though." Absolutely. Papa Smurf says, "Rosie, I looked around yesterday and thought, what happened?" Laugh out loud. Manuel says, "Glenn, happy Saturday night." Nighthawk says, an interesting face.
Oh yeah, you can't see it.
Oh, okay. Rosie says, what would everybody do if they won the lottery? I'd make hubby retire, and we all live in the seaside in a little bungalow. That might be nice. Nighthawk says, wow. Rosie says to Nighthawk, absolutely, you're right. Without good health, we're lost. Manuel says, I love your video this morning. Very funny with the scammers. Oh, which one was this morning? I don't remember. I've scheduled so many ahead of time. I don't remember what all I have scheduled, but I know I had some really good ones coming. So Nighthawk says, wow. He says, congrats, Andrew. Well, thank you. Bill says, hey, Bill, how's it going? Bill says, hey. Glass Bottle is here. Says, hello, E&E. Pez says, g'day, Bill. Rosie says, hubby is 6 years away from retirement age. He's my best friend, and I'd prefer to spend those years together with him in the office. You know what's interesting? My parents, my dad, he continued working into his 70s.
Mm-hmm.
But my mother retired at 50 because he had his retirement, he had his pension benefit, all that stuff. Yeah. So they were at a point where she could stop working and they'd still be okay. Mm-hmm. So she retired at 50, and I told her, I said, you know what? I would love to retire at 50. And the reason I say that is that's right around the corner.
Yeah. I don't want to retire ever. I want to keep making indie comics.
Well, yeah, exactly. I would still, even if I retired from my day job, I would continue working the store, continue with the YouTube channel, continue with all the books. I got to tell you, I don't know if I mentioned this. My boss, we had a meeting earlier this week, and he told us that the company was investing in something new, and they were putting like $1 billion into this new investment. And because of that, they're doing a current freeze on any new hires and backfilling positions. Which means if something happens to me, like I win the lottery, my boss is screwed. Because he'll lose me and he won't be able to backfill anytime soon. Yeah. And I told him, I said, hey, I'm not doing you no favors if I win the lottery.
Yeah.
And then he was like, man, we should all play.
Dude, I'd keep making indie comics because I've enjoyed a lot of the stuff I've done over the last couple of years, man.
I would hope you did your own, you know? More of your own stuff.
I do that too. I do it. I wouldn't change anything. I'd keep doing stuff.
Yeah. All right. Let's see who else
I've enjoyed the stuff I've been doing. The stuff for Todd. For adult fantasy.
The
Lost Pages, Raid of the White Leopard. That early story for Raid that got published in Alterna.
To be honest with you,
it's all been fun.
To be honest with you, other than Todd, everybody over at his company is really good people.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's good working with good people. So,
Mm-hmm.
other than Todd, I swear I hope he's listening. Nigella's here. He says, hey, how's it going? Says, happy Saturday. Nighthawk Warrior says, so Andrew, how are you doing today? Fantastic.
Doing good.
Fantastic. Saturday. I love Saturday. I love it for two reasons. Number one, I'm not working the day job. I get to spend the evening with you guys for an hour or so. And tomorrow's Sunday, which means I get to sleep in slightly and have fun at the store.
Yeah,
So,
and you get to work in the store.
Yep. So those are all positive things. I look forward to it. Darlene says, we spent about $600 total in 1986. My father had set up his camera and wouldn't let anyone touch it. Well, see, I started looking into cameras for the purpose of documentary filmmaking. Just did a quick Google search, and most everything that came up was Canon this, Canon that. And I went to Best Buy, did a price check on their Canon cameras. They go from anywhere from like $400 or $500 up to several thousand. I really don't think I need a several $1,000 camera, but a $500-$600 one probably be right up my alley. But honestly, there's so much stuff that I could do with a really good camera, like a camcorder camera, because I have one of these little itty bitty ones that I got from Dave many years ago, and it was a good camera for the time, but the battery in it doesn't charge very well, so it doesn't last very long.
Yeah.
So I need a good. And what's so funny is when I mentioned it to my wife, she says, "You do realize that professional videographers carry around multiple batteries?" I'm like, stop using technical, knowledge, to make my point of going out and spending money and buying a new camera invalid.
They norm. Well, if you're going to film anything these days, you need to have at least 1080 or 4K camera.
Oh yeah.
Yes, multiple batteries. Videographers
Yeah.
also have multiple cameras with them when they do an event, because you never know when, for some reason, a digital device is just going to go down.
Well, we already have a photographer booked for the wedding.
Mm-hmm.
But my daughter was saying she's not sure if they do video as well. So she's going to check with them first, simply because we've already hired her to do the photography. So we'll see what happens. But she went to one of those wedding conventions, where they have people that offer their services. And one of the people that they found that did videography, that stuff ain't cheap.
No.
For 4 hours, it was like $800 or something. And I'm like, I told her, I said, I'd be willing to do it. She says, no, Dad, you're part of the wedding party. You can't walk around videotape. You have jobs to do. And I go, okay, I do have a job to do. Like one important job. That's it.
Yeah. Give her away.
Important. Yeah. And I can't give her away and walk down with the camera at the same time.
Yeah, I mean, you could, but
get a GoPro and stick it to my forehead. So.
Yeah, there you go.
That's how you do it. All right. Bill says, hey to Pez and Manuel. Rosie says hi to Bill and Nigella. Bill says hi to Rosie's. Papa Smurf says, I got married at our house, reception and backyard, invited some employees and had a meeting. Oh.
I'm tax write-off.
There you go. Well, you won't believe how many times I go out with Mike and we'll get lunch while we're out. And I'll say, hey, Mike, we need to talk about the store. That way we can consider this a business lunch. It's like, so I got something new in the store. He goes, yeah. And I said, yeah. And it's this and this and this. He goes, oh, okay. So, business lunch. Boom. I'm so sad. Darlene says, we get some good footage. Nice church wedding. Very nice. Now, hold on a second. Darlene, did you hire somebody to do it? Or did you have somebody like a family member or somebody do it? Because that's what my daughter doesn't want to ask anybody who's been invited to the wedding to be the videographer. Yes. Which I know several of the guys would do it just for the fun of it. You know, like my nephew, he would do it. Because he would be bored at a wedding otherwise. give him a camcorder and have him walk around and videotape people, he'd probably be thrilled. But she's like, no, I'm not going to ask him because he's been invited. Whatever. Who asks kids to come to weddings anyway? Manuel says hi to Nigella. Happy Saturday night. Nighthawk says hi, Bill. Welcome to the chat. Pez says good night, good day to Nigella. Nigella says hey to Pez. Hello to Pez. Nighthawk says studio. What do you mean by that? I'm not sure what we're talking about.
I don't. Yeah, exactly. What comment?
That was so 17 minutes ago.
Uh,
sorry, I'm trying to catch up, Nighthawk. I'm so sorry.
I don't know what comment, what I said.
Yep. Bill says it's time to get some pigeons. Oh, jeez. I don't know if that's happening. I don't think that's happening. I don't think they do rice anymore either, used to throw up the rice in the air. Supposedly it's bad for the birds because birds will eat the rice, and it doesn't do well inside their system.
It swells up.
Nighthawk says, Andrew, how many pages did you do for Hero 3 though? I think I was through. I think I had finished drawing well over 50 pages.
Yeah.
But I had laid out up to like 75. But that book was going to be the longest of all the books. Like, first book, the main story was 150 pages, and there were 2 backup stories for another 16 pages. Book 2, I think, was close to 200 pages, something like that. And book 3, the first 75 pages barely got to the heart of the story. It just was a lot of the setup and a lot of introducing new characters and new places and telling some backstory. The main action didn't happen till the second half of the book, and I was not even there yet. So that was going to be a much bigger book.
Whopper.
Yeah, well, all the things I had planned for book 3, if I gave everybody the appropriate amount of time and introduction, I never actually sat down and laid out the whole book, but it would probably be close to 300 pages.
Jesus.
Is what we were looking at. Yeah, because I was building so much story into it, and there were so many characters that were being introduced. They all had backstories. They all had integral parts to the main story, and we were just having such a great time doing it. One of the things about the books was that we figured out a way in which we could take our main characters and throw him into other people's stories. And the third book was not only one of his older sister's stories, but they were all the stories that happened around them and related to them. And he's being thrown into all of them. And we just had so much fun adding more to it that it will be a big book when it's done. So,
jeez.
Actually, one of these days I probably should sit down and lay out the whole damn thing. At least write out the outline and get an idea of how many pages it's going to be. I probably should do that soon. I actually thought about doing that recently, doing an outline of what's already been done and what's being done next, because we already know what the main storyline of book 4 is. We already know what the main storyline of book 5 was going to be. So a lot of that buildup is already, it's already in there. It just hasn't been put on paper yet. So Papa Smurf says, exactly. Well, very good. Whatever I said was good. Pez says, good day to Nighthawk. Papa Smurf sends smiley faces. Nighthawk says, Pez, nice to see you here. Rosie says, Bill, if I had pigeons, they'd wear little trainer sneakers and baseball caps, worn at a jaunty angle, of course. Oh my good God. That would be funny. If you had that, we definitely need to see pictures. Nighthawk sends a smiley face. Bill says, that blank back there is not a real person. What? That blank back there is not a real... I don't know what he's talking about, but I trust you. Pez says, g'day to Papa Smurf. Papa Smurf says, hey to Pez. Nighthawk says, you should draw while you're not recording. Oh, don't I wish it was that easy. Glass Bottle says, you have to expose these scammers and you have to abuse them hard to cut. abuse them hard and curse them out. I've been doing some of that lately.
Nice.
It's there comes a time. You guys have seen my videos. You guys know I tend to be nice and try to play innocent in order to get them to tell me what's going on, have them talk to me. Sometimes I get frustrated and I just want to hang up the phone with them. And so there's been there. I don't know if I told you guys. I probably did tell you guys this. But my son was visiting one day, and he was out there talking to his mother, and I was in my office, and the door was not shut, and I got a scam call, and I don't know what it was, but I got really mad and was arguing with this person, and there was words going back and forth, and by the time I was done with the call, he's standing in the doorway, and he looks at me and he says, "Dad, whatever you do, don't release that recording." And I said, "Yeah, I know. That was bad." He said, "You totally lost it, and that was not good." And it was more of, "Dad, that wasn't you. You know, you exploded onto them, and it was not good." And I said, "Yeah, you're right." So I think I'm pretty sure I just deleted the recording, but I am human, and sometimes these people, though they are not human, I go off on them. So
Yeah.
all right, let me try to catch up on the chat because we got stuff going on today.
Yeah.
Manuel says Nighthawk Warrior Legion of Doom. Darlene says it is $1.25 store now. Yeah, yes, I have heard that.
Yeah, Dollar Tree is, yeah.
Yep. Nigella says 1 scam center, 3 scam Camp Lejeune, Medicare, and car accident claims.
Oof.
You can actually. What's so funny is I've had scammers on the line where you could literally hear in the background the other scams they're working.
Yeah, you can hear them.
It's sad. Nighthawk says, Manuel, should I start signing the Road Warrior WWE song? Oh, geez Louise. Pez says, "G'day to Darlene." Manuel says, "Hey to Glass Bottle." Craig says, "The scammers don't want to hear about Narcotics Anonymous meetings in India, so that's all I talk about till they hang up. Then I call them back and we have fun." That's fantastic. Papa Smurf says, "Good night, all have to go." Okay, thank you so much for joining. He probably left 20 minutes ago, but I appreciate you coming in. Thank you so much. Pez says, "G'day to Star Chaser." Rosie says, "Oh no, good night, Papa Smurf. Enjoy the rest of your weekend." Craig says, "Good night to Papa Smurf." Bill says, "South Texas has been in a drought. Then you should move to Florida. We always get the rain." Manuel says, "Haha to Nighthawk." Darlene says, "Good evening, morning to you, Pez." Nighthawk says, "Manuel, you're welcome. It's either Road Warrior WDE song or start singing Skillet Legion of Doom Hero Remix song." Oh, goodness gracious. And you guys are going to tempt me to start singing. You got to be careful. Manuel says, "We get rain, but never rain in Louisiana." Really? Nighthawk says, "Uh-oh, I lost my cursor."
It's gone.
Oh, there it is. Okay, there we go. Says Nighthawk says it's hot in Florida, Andrew. It's always hot in Florida, but it rains too. It's raining today, thankfully. Yep. Manuel says we have the heat index in Louisiana. Pez says it's very cold down under today. Are you trying to tell me that it's winter time in down under? It could be. They're kind of backwards. Jim says it's 78 degrees over here in New Jersey. We had thunderstorms early this evening. Yeah, 78's good.
Yeah, 78's nice.
Soul Survivor says, "Howdy." Oh, welcome to the show, sir. Glenn says, "How are you handling the Florida heat? 85 to 95 here in Colorado. My COVID scammer friends have returned and now doing diabetic testing." Oh, yes. Actually, the COVID scams have started back up again, but they're telling me they're looking for Medicaid people with Medicaid. And when they say Medicaid, I say I have Medicare, not Medicaid. They hang up. So I'm gonna have to start faking it and tell them I have Medicaid just to drag it out and see what they're calling about, which you all know what they're calling about. Nighthawk says, "Wow, Andrew." Says Andrew, what do you do for work? Oh, I have a regular day job that luckily I get to work from home. It's a lot of analytics, um, inventory and inventory management and stuff like that. Um, I don't always have to talk to people, which is a good thing, but I deal with a lot of. I look at a lot of numbers all day long and balance numbers. Yay! That's what I do. Daniel's here. Hey, says hello from Boston. Well, welcome, welcome. Manuel says 90 in Louisiana. It's getting up there. Nighthawk says Pete Cementi wouldn't hire me, studio.
Well, just keep working, man. You just got to keep working and improving. There's been plenty of people that wouldn't hire me.
Yeah,
Tons.
yeah.
Tons. I've been rejected by them all.
Bill says hello to Nighthawk. Rosie says hi, Soul Surfer. Oh my gosh, Glenn and Jim, be careful in those temperatures. It's a mystery to me how you all cope with the temperatures across the pond. Well, I hate to say it, but most of us have AC, and
Yeah.
so I mean, gotta have a my. What's so funny? My sister-in-law recently went on a vacation. Her and her husband they just got married, and she asked me before she left when she dropped off her car. She said, "Any chance you could take my car to the mechanic because the AC's been blowing warm?" Said, no problem, no problem. So I did. Turns out her compressor was shot. She had to get a whole new compressor.
Oh, that's a
But
couple of grand.
yeah, yeah. Well, actually, it was only one because our mechanic's really good.
Oh,
But yeah, she came back and was like, "So did they fix it?" I said, "Well, how much money you want to spend?" So she's like, "Well, I gotta have it." So
yeah. Oh, yeah. I got to get the AC fixed to my truck. That's about 2-3 grand.
well, I was gonna say, hopefully, it's just a
No,
recharge. Nope.
no. I had it checked years ago, and it's shot. It needs a new AC.
Yeah.
I just haven't done it yet because
Okay. No.
I spend that money on other things.
Yes, yes. I saw a video in which a guy he went and got those big PVC pipes, and he rigged up a system in which it is outside the windows and then comes into the car and then had like 2 or 3 vents so that as he's driving the air is flowing into the car. But I mean, it's very rednecky, but you
Yeah.
could do it. You could do it.
Oh, for $300, I could put one of those ACs.
You
That's
could
like
get an
in my
AC
room.
in there, yeah.
Yeah,
Hey, you never know.
yeah. Well, the central AC in the house for some reason doesn't blow well in my room. All the rest of the house you can feel it coming out of the vents, but not in my room. So I bought one of those things you put in the corner and put the hose out the window
Mm-hmm. Well,
to keep it cold in my room. It's like I could buy another one of those and put it in the truck.
yes, you could. You just have to have a power source, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. Well, there you go. Like I said, very rednecky,
yeah, very redneck.
but it'll work. It'll work.
It'll work.
All
Ding,
right,
ding,
let
ding, 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 ding.
me let me catch back up on the chat. Nighthawk Warrior says, "How you doing today, Bill?" And he says, "So does anyone have any questions for me? You can tell us about what you're working on."
Yeah,
Manuel says, "What is your channel for Avery? Avery, do you have an active channel right now to
it's not
promote or
active.
no?"
It's not active. It's
Yeah.
not active.
He's not making any content right now.
Yeah.
Actually, no, he is making content, but it's on other people's channels during
Yeah.
live streams.
Yeah, I'm on other
So-
people's channels.
He contributes to other.
Yes.
He contributes to my popularity. Thank you,
Yes,
Avery.
I do. Oh, you're welcome. I'm on yours and Todd's channel.
Yep, yep. Pez says, or Rosie says to Pez, it always surprises me that anybody mentions Australia being cold, even in your winter, because I have this image in my head of endless, gorgeous, sunny days there, perfect all the time. that honestly, if I was going to visit a country outside of the U.S., it would probably be Australia. I have no interest to going to South America. I have no interest to go to Europe. No, there's so many.
Yeah,
Japan, China, none of those places interest
Yeah,
me at all.
here's the good part. Australia. Of the world's top 10 deadliest snakes, 8 are native to Australia.
Oh, that's good to know.
Yeah, just so you know. Just
Yeah.
so you know.
Glenn says, "Did you know that the people in Dubai don't like the Flintstones, but the people in Abdu?" That's funny. That's funny. Pez says, "Ha ha 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 ha." Glenn says, "Abu Dhabi do." Nighthawk says, "Interesting." Manuel says, "Hey, my friend Drew, I got new glasses yesterday." Oh, excellent!
Nice.
I need to get new glasses. I need to get new glasses soon. Rosie says to Glenn, laugh out loud. Nighthawk says, "So how is everybody doing today?" I'm doing great. Pez says it was -0 last night. Oh, wow.
What?
Wow.
I had no idea it got that cold there. Man.
Nighthawk says, "Good night, everybody." Thank you, sir. Thank you for coming by.
Thanks for coming by, Nighthawk.
Rosie says, "OMG, -0 Pez. That's proper winter. If I was in charge of the weather, it would be spring and summer on a loop." Guys, I like winter, especially winter in Florida, because
Yeah.
it only lasts about 10 days, where it gets really cold.
You
It
only
only lasts about 10 days,
and they're not consecutive.
and they're not consecutive. And when they're over, you're like, "Where did it go?"
Most of winter in Florida, especially in North Florida, is a lot of days of around 65 degrees.
There was a year in which we were living in our own home and we had a garage, and my garage was packed full of crap, and I kept getting tired because there were several days in a row that I went out to the car and the car was covered in sleet, and I had to scrape it, and it took forever to warm up the car. So I told my wife, "I'm going to clean out the garage and I'm going to park the car in the garage so I don't have to do this every morning." By the time I got done cleaning out the garage and put the car in the garage, do you know how much longer that winter lasted?
A couple days.
It was already over. It was already done.
There you go.
By the time I cleared out the garage, I only parked in the garage like for 2 nights, and that was it.
Mm-hmm.
And it was still to the point where I had so much crap in the garage, I literally had to crawl through my window to get into my car because there was so much crap. But there was 2 days in which I didn't have to heat up the car for an extended amount of time or scrape the windows.
Yeah.
And then winter was gone. So, yeah. I was going to say, at least I cleaned out the garage, but I really did a crappy job.
Yeah, it's only a couple of weeks of like actual, what you would call actual cold.
Yeah. Manuel says goodnight to Nighthawk. Jim says, "Manuel, I just picked up my new glasses on Wednesday." Excellent. Pez says good day to Glenn. Rosie says good night to Nighthawk. I hope you have a fabulous rest of your weekend. Darlene says, "Lots of people took pictures. My aunt gave us a nice album. Dad set up the camcorder in one spot and carried it around at the reception. Church ladies provided food. My sister made the cake." So it was literally family that was doing that. My daughter looked in. There was a thing at weddings for a while where they would put disposable cameras on all the tables for people to pick up and just take pictures. And she thought about doing that for her wedding. And it's like the expense of buying those disposable cameras and then having them developed is huge when you think about the fact that every single person at the wedding has a cell phone and has a camera and could be taking pictures with, you just have to ask them to share them with you. Everybody's going to be taking pictures with their own camera, with their own phones. So that the whole disposable camera thing is kind of a bygone era, I guess you could say. Darlene says, "Mom remade my sister's wedding dress to fit me." Oh, very nice. Oh, I got it. Avery, remind me.
Oh.
I don't. I knew you're probably not interested, but my daughter did find the dress.
Okay.
They went.
Good.
It was not. It may not have been last weekend, or it may have been the weekend before, but they all went. The mothers, the mother-in-law, the aunts, everybody went except for my sister. Wasn't able to make it because she was out of town, and my sister-in-law wasn't able to make it because she was out of town. But all the other ladies in the family, my mom, my wife's mom, they all went with her to do the dress shopping, and she found one. and she looks gorgeous in it. She looks fantastic in it. So I have pictures somewhere. I wasn't invited. Good, because that's not my thing. Manuel says, "Hey Jim, I picked up new glasses yesterday on Friday. Very good." Bill says, look up the plane lady. Look up the plane lady." I'm not sure what he's talking about there, but Rosie says, "Wonderful, Darlene. That sounds perfect. Congratulations. Wish you so much more happiness. Hugs and all good things. Virtual hugs." Glenn says, "It only counts if they hang up first." Trust me, I get them to hang up. Glass Bottle says, "Scammers call me just to hang up, thinking they're getting revenge. I know that they will get their abuse. They will get abused." I've actually gotten calls like in the middle of the night, like 2 o'clock in the morning, and I know it's scammers calling just to screw with me. And most of the times I don't care. So most of the times my cell phone's in my office charging, so I don't even hear it, but my wife hears it. And she'll come and tell me about it. So Darlene says, "That was 37 years ago, Rosie." Clever Errors here says, "Just jumped in to say hi." Well, welcome to the show.
What's up, Todd?
Even though, let's see, how long ago did he leave this message? 13 minutes ago. So I'm catching up.
Catching up.
I'm fairly certain he's probably left some really rude comments since then. So
I don't see anything.
Jim says, "Manuel, I still can't get used to these new glasses. They are far different from my old ones. I have that problem sometimes too." Glass Bottle says, "The Pakistani scammers stopped calling me." Oh, they'll start again.
They'll be back.
Yep. Pez says, "G'day to Clever Era." Manuel says, "Okay, Jim, keep up. I'll keep my old glasses." Rosie says to Darlene, "I thought you just got married." I bet it feels like yesterday. It does for me. We were married in '84.
Oh, wow.
Pez says, "G'day to Glass Bottle." Clever Error says, "I love that no matter what you do or record, Andrew, comics still seep in somehow and take over slowly, kind of like a syndrome." Yeah, well, you guys know I like talking about all the things I enjoy, and comics is definitely right up there on the top. So it's in there. If I had to choose between scam baiting or comics, I'd have to find a way to do both. I couldn't give up one or the other. I have too much fun scam baiting and talking to scammers, and I have too much fun talking about comics. So,
yeah.
Glass Bottle says hi to Pez. Jim says to Manuel, "I'm still using the old glasses for a spare." What I did is I took one of my lanyards and I had it in my car, and I had my old glasses on the lanyard so that if I ever needed them, I knew exactly where they were at. I haven't touched them in many, many months, but it's time for new ones. It's definitely time for new ones.
Yeah.
Manuel says hello to Clever Era. Don't say hello to him. That would only encourage him. Manuel says same. He keeps them as a spare. Rosie says,
I
hello.
thought he was calling Todd a slur.
Yeah, no, that's not what he's saying. Hello, Glass Bottle and Clever Era. Manuel says, "Keep a spare, Jim." That's right. Darlene says, "Andrew wanted to know how we worked out the photography. It was free to us." Well, that's the best way to do it. Glass Bottle says, "I did all the travel when I was in the Navy." Darlene says, "I know someone in Australia. She sends beautiful sky pics." See, that's a reason I'd go, because I've only ever seen beautiful pictures. Now, my sister-in-law, they went to Italy on their trip, and one of the comments that she made is that Rome is very dirty. Other than that, they had a great time, and I'm like, well, I guess I could see that. Mario's here. Hey, Mario says, "But all the snakes are not in the city. You have to the zoo. You have to go to the zoo to see them." Okay.
Yeah, in Australia, remember?
Yeah. I'm not a big snake fan, to be honest with you.
Hey, but the really deadly spiders are everywhere.
Oh, jeez, that's what we need. Bill says, "One of my glasses arm fell off, so I had to buy one of those little glass repair kits for their screw. Never thought I would have to do that." Well, my son the other day, well, no, it wasn't yesterday, the other day, he says, "Dad, look," and he takes his glasses off, and I'm looking at him like, what? And I couldn't even see him. And he's got like black tape around one side. And I said, well, it's time for you to get new glasses too, son. He says, yeah, I know.
Yeah. My glasses broke, and I'm wearing the glasses from before then. And
Oh, really?
And I needed new glasses when those broke.
Got to do it at least once a year is what they tell me. So.
Oh, I do it like once every 4 or 5.
Yeah, it's been, I think it's been almost 2 for me. And I freaking pay for vision insurance.
Yeah.
I have it. It's just a matter of just doing it. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. Glass Bottle says in Wisconsin, we have to deal with negative 40 below zero, and that is not a good time. That sounds.
No, thank you.
That's like Antarctic weather, you know?
I like cool weather. I don't like it that cold.
Yeah. Darlene says, we started winter in October sometimes. It lasts until April some years. Yeah, like I said, we get winter for about 10 days around here, and that's it. So.
But the pleasant weather is very
before and after it, it's very nice.
Yeah. Like the nasty hot here is only for about 3 months.
You get a 50-degree day, and you're in heaven. You know, 50, low 60s. Oh, that feels so good. But you get down to 35s. We do get that. We do get freezing nights. But
a few, but
they don't last very long. So
no, and it usually doesn't get cold enough. It doesn't get that low long enough to like burst pipes or anything.
Right.
It only gets that cold for about an hour or two, then it starts warming up.
Yeah. Darlene says, no camera phones back in 1986. Yeah, well, hey, everybody's got them now. So it's a whole new world we live in. Rosie says to Glass Bottle, negative 40. Okay, even if a wee Scottish woman, that is too cold. Nope. I'll make a wee Duval fort and hide till spring.
Okay.
Glenn says, first ex-wife's wedding gown in basement. Enough material to make 3 normal gowns. Oh, goodness gracious. Bill says, oh, Avery changed his thumb. Yes, he did.
Yeah.
Rosie says, Darlene, winter in Scotland is just constant darkness. It'll be darker than midnight by around 3:30 p.m. and stay that way until around 9 a.m. the next day.
Ooh.
And that goes on till around February. Wow. That is early for getting dark, but...
That's where my ancestors left.
Glass Bottle says to Rosie, the weather here has been in... It's like we have 2 seasons instead of 4. Fall feels like winter. Well,
wow.
That's yeah. Manuel says, I give thumbs up, Avery. Well, don't give him thumbs up.
Thank you.
Yeah. Glass Bottle says, I miss Australia. Bill says, I only wear glasses for driving and really only need them at night in the rain driving, still using the same 20-year-old pair I actually stepped on when they were all glued together. Oh, goodness. Rosie says to Glass Bottle, weather is all over the place right now, and of course the newspapers here are all certain it's the end of the world. They keep doing that until winter's here, and then they do it all over again. I forgot, one of the YouTubers that I watch was talking about an article, and it was either in Newsweek or Time or something. It was talking about how Europe was going to be mostly underwater. It was going to be a desolate, and it was a article that was like all these bad, horrible things that was going to happen in Europe, and it was an article written in like 2004, and it predicted this to happen by 2020.
Yeah,
and that was like 3 years ago, and it's the alarmists it's crazy what all they predict. So
remember when we were real little, it was another ice age was coming.
Yes.
Then when we were in elementary school, it was the hole in the ozone was going to kill us all by now.
Yep.
Then it became global warming was going to melt all the ice caps, and
we were going to be underwater.
Florida and a bunch of other places were going to be underwater. Plymouth Rock is still at the same level it was when the Pilgrims landed.
Yeah, no. It's all a scare tactic.
Yeah, it's all about control.
Yep, it's all about control. All right, Manuel says, I'd like to go visit Australia one day. I get married. That would be nice. Bill says, before I had a pair, my bro-in-law gave me, but one of the lenses dropped out when we were on a dash and went down the AC vent, and I'm 84 in my old 84 T-Bird. Oh, wow. That's a horrible place to lose an eyeglass or a lens. Pez says, my old truck had no AC and no heater. It's a 1964 No 1 MK3 4x4, a condo made in Australia for Vietnam. It was there in 65 to 70, and old vet like me. Oh, wow. Well, some places in some places you don't need an AC or a heater. You know,
Lots
the weather's nice enough. So
lots of Europeans don't have ACs, from what I understand.
Manuel says hello, Big G. Happy Saturday night. Big G says hello to Manuel. Did I say big? I meant Bill.
Big G.
Sorry,
Big Bill G.
Sorry, Bill. I'm. As you guys can tell, my eyes are getting bad. So, Darlene says I had 4 eye operations in 1993. I had detached retinas. I think we've talked about that before.
Oh, that sounds rough.
Then in 2018, had cataract surgery. Still need glasses for distance. Yeah, it turns out my wife just had an eye exam, and glaucoma is a true fear for her. So it's something we have to pay attention to. Right now, she's doing good, and she's getting.
It already has the medicine for it.
Yep. But
you know what I mean.
It's yes, you know what I mean. I know exactly what you mean. But it's a step that it's something that definitely runs in her side of the family. So
yeah.
Bill says Africa is splitting in half. Smidgen's here. Hey, he says, good evening. It's not been too hot here in my part of California. Well, good.
Yep. Yeah, there are parts of California where it stays pretty mild most of the time.
Glenn said if the earth was flat, the cat would have knocked everything off it by now. That's true.
Yes.
Rosie says there's no gradual getting dark either, Drew. It's like somebody hits a switch. Awful. One of the few things I genuinely dislike about Scotland.
I would like to go see Scotland, though.
Yeah.
And
Bill says Chicken Little is everywhere now. That is true. Born Blaze says climate change denial is worse than the Holocaust deniers. They should be ashamed. You should be ashamed of yourselves.
I've heard 4 different theories about it in my lifetime, and none of them have come true. So.
Yeah, that's well. I mean, I don't deny that there is climate change.
Sure.
I just don't know how much we can actually affect it.
Yeah, exactly.
So I don't deny it's happening. I don't deny it's been happening long before we even got here. There's proof that.
Oh yeah, America was founded during a little ice age.
Yeah, well, there's proof that there's been dramatic climate change in this planet before the Industrial Revolution. Back when they were still, burning wood, so
before we existed,
and before we existed too. Yeah. Rosie says hi to Smidgen. How are you? Smidgen says to Glenn, that's true. Smidgen says to Rosie, doing good, thanks. Glass Bottle says my Ford 95 Thunderbird still kicking. Very nice. I would love to have a car that lasted that long. Oof. I mean, my current car, it's slightly slowly falling apart, but I drive them till they die, and I don't take very good. I'm not a car person. I don't take very good care of my cars.
You drive them in the ground.
I drive them till they die. That's right. Bill says, Big Bill. That's
Big
right.
Bill.
Manuel says hello to Smidgen. Smidgen says, so Rosie and you. Smidgen says hi to Manuel, same to you. Rosie says, I'm great, thanks. Far too warm in Scotland, but I'm not complaining. It's winter. It'll be winter in no time. That is true. Guys, this year is popping. I mean, we're almost done with, we're like a week away from the end of July. I mean, 2 weeks away, but we're almost at the end of July. So Bill laughs out loud. Bill G says, Pez, I got the T-Bird for free when I was working in a shop and took because it had AC. The T-Bird was my first AC car in the 90s. Oh, wow. Very nice. Cool. Smidgen says to Rosie's, I'm going to Scotland next month. Oh, fantastic.
Great.
Have fun and be safe. Have fun and be safe. Glass Bottle says the Earth has been through about 6 ice ages.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's there's scientists that study like core samples where they can actually see all the different timelines, and there's a way that they have to be able to age when things happened, and it's just an honest truth that stuff has been happening on this planet well before any of us got here. But but you out there using that coal fire or those gas stoves, it's your fault. It's the wood stoves in New York that make pizza. It's their fault, and we need to stop that crap right away.
Dude.
Yeah, I know.
Everything it keeps getting crazier, and you're just like, what?
Glenn says, "Good night, Timothy." That's right, Timothy. Darlene says, "I predict we will have weather." Yes, exactly. That is true. We will have weather
outside.
And you know what?
Weather.
And you know what? It's going to change.
And sometimes it's going to be wildly unexpected. From
it's right.
What we normally see.
Yeah. Anybody out there that says that man-made climate affects hurricanes, honestly, we need to put those people out into a pasture and just leave them out there so they can touch grass. You stay out there until you get your fill of grass. That's all I'm saying.
Stay out there with the cow farts.
That's right. Rosie says, "Fabby, hope the weather stays nice for your visit. Storms just lately, but they'll go. Hope you have a fabulous visit, Smidgen." Darlene says, "We drive our cars till we don't pass inspection anymore." We don't do inspection around here anymore. There was a time when we were in high school that you used to have to get your cars inspected, and they did that for years until they found out they were inspecting the wrong thing, and then all of a sudden, all the inspection stations went away, and they canceled it.
Yep.
Just like the red light cameras. Once they realized that they weren't actually helping because more people caused accidents because they saw the cameras and slammed on their brakes, that it caused more accidents than it prevented.
Yeah.
Glass Bottle says to Darlene, laugh out loud, "I know my car won't pass, LOL." Rosie says, "Lots of folks yelling about climate change appear to fly about in private jets and tell us about it." That is absolutely true.
Yeah, and they want you to eat the bugs and be happy.
Yeah. Bill says, "My first car was my dad's old 1967 Pontiac Bonneville, 4 doors. I wish I held on to."
Oh, yeah. That'd be cool.
That would be cool. Manuel says, "I have a Thunderbird 1976 when I was working." Oh, wow.
Oh, nice. That's nice.
I always had cheap pieces of crap car. My dad, guys, I'll tell you the truth. I learned to drive stick shift in a Yugo. My dad bought a Yugo. And for those of you who don't know what a Yugo is, it was a Yugoslavian import, and it was literally a plastic car. There was so much about that car that fell apart. What?
That car's made by Zastava.
Same people that make guns?
Yes.
Yeah, that figures.
They make the Serbian, well, now Serbian. They were Yugoslavian. It's Serbian now.
Are they made out of plastic?
No. Forged trunnions.
Oh, okay.
They're okay, but they're on a 30-day ban.
Oh, geez. Well,
but on their side, because they think they may go to war with Kosovo again soon.
Yeah, well, that's geopolitics there.
They're not exporting anything right now for the next 30 days.
Smidgen says to Rosie, "We're with a tour with the main event being a tattoo in Edinburgh Castle." Oh, wow. Bill says Houston did away with all their cameras. Yep. Well, what's so funny, my mother-in-law's GPS will still warn me when we're driving of red light cameras coming up, and there are no more red light cameras in Florida, or at least in Jacksonville. I don't know, there might be in Miami or Orlando, but not here in Jacksonville. So Smidgen says, "My town is putting license plate reader cameras. We're a small town. I'd better drive slower." Hey, just don't slam on your brakes when you see one of those red light cameras, because you can cause more accidents than anything else. Rosie says, "The tattoo is wonderful, absolutely stunning. Please keep your eyes open. So many people pickpocket scammers about now.
Ooh.
Oh, I believe it. Smidgen says, OMG, a Yugo, but you learn to drive stick. I learned in a 63 VW Bug. Yep. My dad was very proud of that Yugo until one of the doors, the driver door, the handle to open it didn't work properly. It broke. It didn't work properly. So to fix it, my dad literally took the interior panel off, and in order to open up the car door, you had to pull one of the bars on the inside to open up the door. And we literally drove around with the inside panel for the door missing in order to open the door and get out of the car.
Is that the one we used to have to get out and bang the solenoid with a stick?
No, that was my car. That was a different car. Yeah. That's a whole other story, guys. All right, I'm going to catch up on the chat real quick, and then we're going to wrap up, okay? Because we're already running past. Bill says, Big Bill says, friends had a brand new Yugo that I installed a stereo in. I repaired the door latch mechanism when it was maybe a week old after it lost a clip and something like that. Yep, I can believe it. My father and I were not mechanically inclined, so our fixes usually involved hammers.
Yeah, some tape and a stick.
Rosie says, if you had a chance to go on tour around the castle, try to get the one with the tour guide. They share all the events that happened in each room, even a couple of the murders in there. Ooh, that could be interesting. Jim says, when I had an 82 Datsun 310, I never went to an inspection station. I went to the local gas station with a garage and got a sticker. Don't tell nobody. Mario says, if not stopping accidents, is it a road tax makes money for the government? Oh yes. Well, they gave out lots of tickets. I don't know if people actually paid them or not, but that's a whole different story. Darlene says, I learned to drive a manual when I bought my first car. Mom and salesperson in the car. Perfect takeoff. Well, very good. Smidgen says, Rosie's, thanks you for the heads up. I'll be watching for them. Rosie says to Smidgen, no matter where you are at 1 p.m. in Edinburgh, beware of the cannon makes a hellish loud bang. Every day it happens. Kind of great, but does make you jump. Bill says, I love your Thrustmaster shifter in my 73 Camaro. I loved my Thrustmaster shifter on my 73 Camaro. And Glenn says, two tools duct taped and WD-40. Smidgen says to Rosie, last post, a potentially relative sculpture of statue on the left of the entrance. Okay. And Rosie says, around the station's gift shop in the same over on the West Coast, sad, but seems to be the way of life these days. And Bill says, sorry, no Thrustmaster. Okay. All right, guys. I'm done. I racked up enough talk time. I appreciate everybody coming in. I hope you all had a good time. And remind me next time, and I'll tell you about the car that I used to have to start with a stick. That was a fun. Those were fun times. But that was high school. That was first cars. That was, you drove whatever piece of crap you could afford. Yeah. And yes, I used to have to start my car with a stick.
Yeah. One of us would be inside trying to crank it while he banged the solenoid with a stick.
Hey, it worked.
It did.
It worked. I used to have a boss that would love to watch me do it by myself in the rain. He thought that was hilarious. Needless to say, I did not work at that job very long. Yeah. All right, everybody. Hope you all have a fantastic rest of your weekend. Have a fantastic week. And next Saturday, I will be on vacation. I'm going to try to still live stream. I may do a mobile live stream. But if for some reason I cannot make it, I will put out a community post and let you all know. But I am intending, it may be a short stream, but I plan to at least check in with everybody and say hi. But we'll be back to normal the following Saturday. So y'all have a fantastic week. Look forward to some more videos. I got lots coming. And everybody be safe. And remember, as always, if you get calls like the ones I get, tell them to F off.
Screw a chair.
And just be good about it. Just be nice about it. All right, everybody, take it easy.